Okay. So in the first discussion, we just discussed about the certain concepts like production possibility frontier. And the second, we discuss about the market analysis. Where we discuss about these demand, supply, equilibrium, elasticity, and the efficiency. Right. Now we are going to shift from this discussion to the production, which is a bit different from the discussion we had previously. Of course, something related with the production possibility frontier, but not with the market analysis. But there's a direct link between the production and the supply. We use the supply curve, market supply curve, which is derived through the production analysis. So therefore, these production functions are very important, because to get the production, we need inputs, production factors. Right? Production depends on production factors. Production factors depends on the factor prices. Factor prices will impact on the cost of production. So cost of production will get into the supply curve. Later we will learn that is the marginal cost curve above the average variable cost is taken as the supply curve of a firm. We add up all these supplies and put that as the market supply curve. This is how we generated the market supply curve. So that is the discussion we are going to do today onwards with graph as well as some algebra. Okay. So in the production, first we start with the production theory or the production functions. Right? As I told you in the very beginning of the course, this is a social science. Right? Economic is a social science. So therefore, we cannot make models. Right? The structural models cannot be done, like in many of the applied sciences or physical sciences or natural sciences. Right? Because we are learning the human behavior. So we cannot make models, but we can make models using algebra or mathematics or statistics or logics. This is how we make the models in economics. So therefore, there is a model which is called production functions or the production theory using these ingredients. So let's see what it is. For that, first we need to identify two entities. The first is called a firm. The other is called the industry. Firm, it is an entity which takes inputs and do some kind of a process and put some output. That it is an entity which is taking input and then do the processing and then put something out. This processing can be named as the production. And we have input on one hand and output on the other hand. Now, the conversion of these inputs into output is known as the production in simple sense or simple English. Right? Production means taking input and making some valuable output. So then the process, this is known as the production. That is the business of a firm. If you take, let's say, footwear industry, we have a firm called DSI. DSI is a firm which take inputs. What are the inputs? We take land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, which we learned in our first session. There are 4 types of production factors in economics: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. We take land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship and put them together, which is in the process. And at the end of the day, we get footwear, called our output. So DSI will be a firm, and Bata will be another firm. Betons will be one more firm. So we have firms which takes inputs and put some kind of out. If you take all these firms, then we get the industry, right? Which is called footwear industry. In the footwear industry, there will be several firms like Bata, DSI, Rangpa, and Betons, and many others. Right? Therefore, in economics, remember, when we say firm and industry, we have a difference. Firm means a single entity which is contributing to the industry. Industry means it's a collection of firms. The job of the firm is to take production inputs or production factors and do some processing and make some output. It is simply as we learn day-to-day life. Then we have one more definition with production in economics, what firms do. We say creation of utility. Utility, I use this word. Of course, we didn't do the utility analysis, but I explained the word utility. Utility means happiness, satisfaction. By doing something, we get some happiness or satisfaction. By eating something, by going somewhere. Right? This is called utility, the satisfaction or the happiness. So what a firm does, it will take these production factors and create some utility, right, and put it out as a good or a service. Then consumers are willing to pay for that. Why consumers are willing to pay for that? Why we are willing to pay for something? It is because we are happy with that. Right? So, for example, why you are willing to pay for ice cream? You get some satisfaction. By eating, you are getting some satisfaction. If not, you are not going to pay for that. Those who are really don't like ice cream or having some allergy with ice cream, are they going to buy ice cream and put in their refrigerators? Simply no, because you do not get any satisfaction with that. So you take it because you are getting the satisfaction. And depending on the satisfaction, you are willing to pay. You have been here for certain days at Uvavilas University. So you were eating from our cafeteria, where price of lunch packet is 100 rupees. So lunch packet price is 100 rupees. So you are willing to pay for that because you are getting some satisfaction from that. And certain students get to our cafeteria and pay 100 rupees and get the lunch packet. But some of our students are not going there. They are going to a hotel next to university. Adjacent to university, there's a hotel. So some people are getting there, maybe 150 or 200 rupees. Why you are willing to pay 200 rupees for that hotel, not to our cafeteria? It is because your satisfaction is higher when you eat from that hotel. Maybe the taste, maybe the quality, maybe the quantity, whatever the reason. Your happiness will be higher when you eat from that hotel. So you are paying 200 rupees. So satisfaction is higher. You are willing to pay higher amount. Some of you even get to Badulla city and pay 1,000 rupees per lunch packet and have their lunch in a hotel in Badulla city. Why students are doing that? Their utilities are much more higher than the hotel next to university. So they are willing to pay a higher price and get the satisfaction. So this tells us whenever satisfaction is getting higher, or in economic terms, when the utility is getting higher, you are willing to pay more. So what firms does? What firms do? Our cafeteria, they are getting land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship and make something and try to make some happiness and put that out. So people are happy, they pay. And hotel next to university also doing the same. They are trying to make people happier. thereby get more money. And the hotel in the Badulla city, furthermore, so they are want to make happier than the hotel next to university. If you take a 5-star hotel, you will be willing to pay 10,000 rupees for a lunch. Why? You will be happiest. And if you put that in line, that will be the happiest point. So you will be paying 10,000 rupees and buy lunch packet from a 5-star hotel. So this tells us creation of happiness is the utility. Sorry, creation of happiness is the production. So creation of utility is the production. So what we are trying to do, we are trying to create happiness. Whenever we create happiness, people will pay for you. Right? Therefore, any firm, what they are trying to do, they are trying to create utility. If they can create utility, enhance utility, they can get profit, definitely, because they can sell and get a higher price. Therefore, in economics, we say creation of utility is the production. Of course, we have input, we have output, so there will be a processing. That processing part is known as the utility creation. So what we should do, we should try to maximize the creation of utility. Anyway, whatever the definition you are taking, these firms are different in size. We don't see exactly the same size of business entities. If you take University of Peradeniya, maybe 25,000 students, undergraduates are there. So they are big in size. But if you take Uvalasa University, maybe 3,000 students. It's small in size. If you take hotels, next to Uvalasa University, we have a small hotel. But if you take a 5-star hotel like in Colombo, then they are bigger in size. So in the same industry, there will be different firms in different sizes. So why we are interested with that? Because depending on the size, some of the production decisions may change. Maybe when your firm gets bigger, cost of production will be lesser. Like scale of efficiency, right? Returns to scale, like later we will discuss. When it is getting bigger, you will be having lower cost. Some other cases, when it is getting smaller, cost will be smaller or less. Right? Therefore, size is a matter. Size is a matter in the production theory. There will be different sizes in the production. And we have an assumption that producers are rational. Not all the producers are rational, they are logical. So their primary objective is to maximize profit. And at the end of the day, what they are trying to maximize profit. Of course, this may not be a correct assumption, because there are certain firms not maximizing profit. Like if there's a person who want to get into next election, if he wants to get into next election, what this guy will do, he will not be worrying about the cost of production. He will be putting a very lower price for the popularity. When he is getting popular, he will be getting to winning the next election. And if you are a manager who wants to join with another company, so you will be putting revenue is high. And you will be getting, this is the income generated during my time. I'm a very good income earner. So just to boost your profile. And likewise, there are many examples. Different firms are having different ideas, but at the end of the day, the final is the profit maximizing. Or at least we assume that objective of a firm is to maximize the profit. When our objective is to maximize profit, there are certain decisions that we need to make. Right? First one is how much to produce. What is the total output that I am going to get, such that I maximize my profit. So depending on the quantity, your profit will be getting affected. Therefore, maybe you will be totally losing your profit, or you will be having a very high rate of profit depending on the amount that you are going to produce. So, how much to produce is a big question that we need to answer. The other one is how much is achieved, how we are going to get it. If we can mix capital and labor, how much of capital, how much of labor that we are going to mix, right? So these are the two problems that we are going to answer in this theory, right? In this analysis or the discussion. How much is to produce and how we are going to mix labor and capital. There are two seasons like long run and short run, but I will come to that later. For the moment, remember, our objective is to decide on how much to produce and how the production factors are mixed in that production process.